So, my last video, I spent an hour and a half flashing the firmware on this Chromebook, HP 14 Chromebook. The script from Mr. Chromebox.tech went well. It did install the firmware, the payload, flashed the ROM. It does have a BIOS, a UEFI supported BIOS. I can install Linux, Windows on it, but for some reason I cannot get Kali Linux to install. I've tried multiple things the past 2 hours. I cannot figure it out as of right this moment, which really bums me out. I was really looking forward to using Kali Linux. I'm getting tired. So I decided to download MX Linux. I tried Mini OS. It did install on the Chromebook. It seemed fine, it ran fine, but it's not really kind of what I wanted. So I went back to DistroWatch. I downloaded MX Linux. It's the third most can't even talk right now. It's the third most downloaded operated Linux operating system. You can tell I'm getting tired. I've spent about 4 or 5 hours on this already. But I downloaded MX Linux. It's Linux distribution based on Debian, which I'm familiar with. It's a venture between the Anti-X and former Mepis Linux communities, using XFCE as the default desktop, with separate KDE, Plasma, and Fluxbox editions also available. It's a midway operating system designed to combine an elegant, efficient desktop with simple configuration, high stability, solid performance, and medium-sized footprint. With the XFCE desktop, it should run well on this Chromebook. I went ahead and used Rufus to install the USB bootable. You do have to run Rufus as administrator on the Windows machine for it to work. I went and did all the default stuff. You can figure it out. There's a lot of write-ups, forums, YouTube videos on how to do all this stuff. I put it on the USB bootable. We're going to turn it on. With the new BIOS on here that looks like this little bunny, you have to hit escape to get to the boot menu, which I didn't hit it in time. So now I got to type exit, which will bring me to it. This is what the new BIOS looks like on this HP Chromebook 14 with the Falco chipset motherboard. Those are my specs, my hardware specs. Got a 1.4 gigahertz Intel Celeron processor with 2 gigs of RAM. There is another slot available on this computer for some more RAM. Eventually, I might buy some RAM sticks and throw it in there. Probably shoot for 8 gigabytes. But as of right now, I don't really need it. I only paid $30 for this Chromebook, so we're gonna go to boot menu. Gives you those options. You can boot off the hard drive, a UEFI shell, then the USB drive, which is a 32 gigabyte that's in there. You hit escape, you go back. Here's your boot manager options. You can change the boot order, add boot option, delete boot option, and boot from a file. Hit escape, go back. Advanced configuration, it has secure boot configuration, current secure boot state, disabled, attempt secure boot, disabled, secure boot mode, standard mode, go back, escape, Current TPM state enabled and activated. TPM operation, no action. Escape, go back. Platform setup menu. System Intel management engine enabled. Non-maskable interrupts disabled. Restore AC power loss. Power off S5. Chrome EC embedded controller enabled. EC software sync and use EC-read write firmware enabled. This is all the default stuff. I haven't changed anything. Go back to boot menu. We're gonna hit enter. We're gonna go to the USB PNY USB 2.0 flash drive. Hit enter. It's going to load the MX Linux Grub bootloader. We're going to, you can actually check the integrity of the live media, like if it's a CD, if you burn to a CD, it's always good to do that before you install a Linux operating system or any operating system before you go ahead and install it. It just checks everything. I can check the memory to see if it's bad. There's a few boot rescue menus. I don't need nothing like that. We're just going to go ahead and boot the live USB. You can run MX Linux live from the USB without installing anything, which is convenient for a lot of things. You know, restoring data, recovering data, backing up data, getting into Windows operating systems when people forget their passwords, all types of things. But we're going to go ahead and just see if MX Linux will install. I want to put an operating system on this computer before I pass out. I'm getting real tired. I got to work tomorrow. Alright, so this is what it looks like when it first boots up. MX-23.6 Libretto. Let's click on About. It says MX version, same thing, 23.6 desktop. This is what it's running. Updated last April 13th. It says it's supported to June 2028. This is the Debian version, the kernel. The name MX Linux is covered by Linux Foundation sublicense number. This is the number. We develop software that is covered by a free license that can be examined in the wiki list. We also include software developed by others that is under a free license. It tells you the specs on the computer. CPU dual core Intel Celeron speed. This is what it can run. This is the kernel it's running. It's using almost a gig of RAM out of 2 gigs, 55.8 of it. This is the storage, 43.82, 5% used. That's combined storage, I think. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to install MX Linux. So it's going to scan, make sure that all the packages are there. They're not corrupt, which is a good thing. I've used this operating system. A couple years ago, I bought this little Acer TravelMate that had an embedded Windows operating system that was garbage. The computer ran like crap. You couldn't really do much with it. There was only a few operating systems that the computer was brand new though, like at the time it just came out and it had like really new Intel chipset on it, and none of the Linux operating systems I tried to install on it, none of the drivers would work. Like the Wi-Fi wouldn't work, the touchpad wouldn't work right out of the box, which was really frustrating. MX Linux was one of the operating systems that had all the drivers and worked with all the hardware on the laptop. I was able to use that little tiny Acer TravelMate B2 or something like that, B20 or something. And it worked well, and it made it fast. I was happy with it. I was able to do a lot of cool stuff with it. And I kept it in my backpack. I went everywhere with it, traveling. I I would bike ride and trail ride with it in my backpack. When I did a 40-foot tabletop gap, doing about 40 miles an hour riding on my mountain bike, I had that computer in my backpack. It was kind of funny. You can actually see the video on my old YouTube channel, Life Stories Perspectives. But we're going to go ahead. Let's see. We're going to click regular install using the entire disk. Make sure that it's the correct disk. That's it. Samsung. We're not going to encrypt anything right now. I'm not worried about all that. Enable hibernation support. Nah, I just want to get an operating system on here. It says, do you want to format and use the entire disk? We're going to click yes. Computer name, shipbox. We'll leave that alone. Work group. Samba server from MS Networking. That's for basically file sharing with Windows computers if it's on a local network. It can be like you can name it a work group name. I don't have a local network I'm setting up right now, so it doesn't really necessarily need one. But I'm just gonna put shipbox anyways. And just put local for the domain. That's fine. Click next. American English. We're gonna click Detroit. That's fine. Next. Username, retro. Let's see. Turn it around for a second. Put in my password. We're going to click root administrator. Put in another password. You can use the same one. I recommend using a different one if other people are going to be using the laptop, simply so they don't get root access and fuck up the laptop or do anything stupid. Right now we're just waiting for it to install. There's a live log. You can see like all the stuff it's actually doing. I don't like how this phone likes to try to focus in. Hopefully this goes well so I can go to sleep and I feel better about this situation. I really want a Kali Linux on this computer. I'm sure I can find a way, but when I was doing some research on MrChromebox.tech, it said Ubuntu wasn't supported for some odd reason, which kind of blew my mind. I don't understand why, and it didn't go into detail and explain why Ubuntu wasn't supported. So I'm like, okay. And Kali Linux is, for the most part, Debian based, so is Ubuntu. So I'm assuming that's what it is, but the last operating system I just put on here before I did this video with Mini OS, that was a Debian based operating system and it installed just fine. So I have a feeling it had something to do with the way the USB drive was formatted. I might mess around with it tomorrow and a few days, see if I can get Kali Linux on this machine. But for now, I'll still have an operating system that I know I like. I'll be good to go. So it's done, it's finished. I'm gonna click finish. We're gonna go ahead and close this. It's gonna reboot. As it reboots, I'm gonna pull the USB. Now it should boot right to the Samsung hard drive and boot MX Linux. I shouldn't have to do anything. It should boot right into it. Alright, it looks like I have a working laptop, aka shitbox Chromebook, that doesn't have Chromebook on it no more and I can actually use it. So I'm going to type in my password real quick. MX Linux, the bar on the side is where everything is. You got your start button. Well, this is where all your apps are. It's still kind of loading. Cancel. It's down here. My bad. That's how you turn it off, is at the top. These are all like the tools, accessories. You got a bunch of stuff. Development, you got development stuff preloaded. You got some games, Mahjong. You got Outbreakout, Peggy, Swellfoot. You got some document stuff like Libre, Draw, an image viewer, a document scanner. You got Firefox. You got MX Viewer, basic document viewer. You got Thunderbird for email. And then you have transmission for torrents, for BitTorrent. This is all the stuff that's pre-installed. You can burn CDs, VLC media player, got Strawberry for music, Pulse Audio for your sound card, bunch of different other things. MX Tools, which is developed just for this operating system, got a bunch of stuff. Office, so you got all your open source Office tools, so you can do Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, all that stuff. Calculator, PDF. This is your settings, system settings. You can partition stuff, all that good stuff. So my main concern right now real quick is just to make sure that you can go to the Wi-Fi, connect to Wi-Fi. Oops. It does see the Wi-Fi card in here, so that's good. Put in the password for the Wi-Fi here at this motel. Hit connect. It is connected. We're going to go ahead, open up Firefox real quick. Alright, let's see if it has internet. Alright, it does have internet. Good to go. We are good. Gonna click here. See if there's any updates. Put in the password. We're gonna hit reload. It's gonna fetch all the new packages from the repository. You can change like different servers to download packages from different repositories and whatnot. It should already have a standard one that has most of the up-to-date stable software. You can set it up for like development and beta testing and all that, so you get like the newest and greatest packages. But then when you do those type of things, a lot of the software packages aren't stable. They haven't been developed because they're brand new, so things might not work like they should. So if you're new to Linux, I recommend kind of staying away from that. Alright. When this loads, I should be able to download a bunch of free open source software. And here we go. So you got cross-platform communications, amateur radio, like I can run ham radio stuff. They got a bunch of stuff, all types of things. Debugging databases, editors, email, electronics, fonts, different desktop environments, games, graphics, Java, scripts, developing different libraries for different things, mathematics, meta packages, multimedia, more programming, different system administration stuff, utilities, web servers, word processing, all that good stuff. All I'm really concerned about right now is mark all upgrades. These are all the newest software that can be upgraded. Mostly I just want to make sure that like all the packages are updated and drivers for like the Wi-Fi, the processor, different things, you know. See, like firmware, all that stuff. All this stuff is important. But it's gonna download all the newest stuff. It's quite a bit, actually. Newest kernel. It's basically gonna upgrade almost the whole system. So yeah, we're gonna hit mark. So now all the packages that can be upgraded are marked. We're gonna hit apply. Alright, you click here, it'll tell you to be upgraded, all the different stuff. You click here, it'll say the same thing, same stuff to be installed. It says 31 new packages will be installed, 353 packages will be upgraded, 758 megabytes of extra space will be used, 928 megabytes have to be downloaded. We're going to hit apply. And and it's going to update. Well, I appreciate for all those who like, follow, subscribe. I hope y'all learned something if you don't already know what it is I'm doing. Y'all take care. God bless you. Have a good night.